It does not currently manufacture a kit for backfed breakers. In many areas, it is required to have a licensed electrician inspect the electrical system of a home before it is sold. This is to ensure that the electrical system is safe and up to code. While a missing main lug breaker clip is a minor code violation, it is still important to fix it. The clip helps to keep the breaker in place and prevent it from coming loose, which could create a safety hazard. I would recommend that you fix the main lug breaker clip as soon as possible. It is a simple repair that can be done in a few minutes and will help to ensure the safety of your home. Here are some of the potential consequences of not fixing a missing main lug breaker clip. Firstly, the breaker could come loose and cause a short circuit, which could start a fire. Secondly, the breaker could overheat and damage the electrical panel. Thirdly, the breaker could trip and cut off power to your home. By fixing the main lug breaker clip now, you can avoid these potential problems and ensure that the safety of your home. Now to expand on these points. ITE, or formerly known as good ITE, and now Siemens, has a long history in the electrical equipment manufacturing industry. While they don't offer specific kits for backfed breakers in the same way some other manufacturers might, it is important to understand what a backfed breaker is and the implications of using one. A backfed breaker is typically used in generator interlock setups or solar power systems where you need to feed power back into the electrical panel from an external source. In these cases, it is crucial to ensure the breaker is securely fastened to the busbar to prevent it from coming loose due to vibration or other factors. The lack of a dedicated kit doesn't necessarily mean it's not possible to use ITE or Siemens breakers in backfed applications, but it does place greater emphasis on proper installation techniques. This includes using listed and approved hold-down kits or other methods to secure the breaker as required by the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines for safe electrical installations. It's important to consult the NEC and local codes to ensure any backfed breaker installation complies with all applicable regulations. Licensed electrician inspections for home sales are becoming increasingly common. The purpose of these inspections is to identify any potential electrical hazards or code violations that could pose a risk to the home's occupants. Electrical systems can degrade over time due to factors like corrosion, loose connections, and insulation breakdown. These issues can lead to a variety of problems, including electrical fires, shocks, and equipment damage. A qualified electrician will be able to identify these problems and recommend appropriate repairs or upgrades. The inspection typically involves a thorough examination of the electrical panel, wiring, outlets, switches, and other electrical components. The electrician will also check for proper grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection. In addition to identifying safety hazards, the inspection may also reveal opportunities to improve the energy efficiency of the electrical system. For example, the electrician may recommend upgrading to energy-efficient lighting or appliances. Now let us discuss the main lug breaker clip infraction. The main lug breaker is the primary breaker that feeds power to the entire electrical panel. It's a critical component of the electrical system, and its proper functioning is essential for safety. The clip that holds the main lug breaker in place is a small but important part. Its purpose is to ensure that the breaker remains securely connected to the bus bar. If the clip is missing or damaged, the breaker could potentially come loose, which could have serious consequences. One potential consequence is a short circuit. If the breaker comes loose and makes contact with other metal parts inside the panel, it could create a low resistance path for current to flow. This can cause a large amount of current to flow very quickly, which can generate a lot of heat. The heat can ignite nearby materials such as insulation or wood and start a fire. Another potential consequence is overheating of the breaker. If the breaker is not properly secured, it may not be able to dissipate heat effectively. This can cause the breaker to overheat, which can damage the breaker itself and the electrical panel. Overheating can also lead to a fire. A third potential consequence is tripping of the breaker. If the breaker comes loose, it may vibrate or move around. This can cause the breaker to trip, which will cut off power to the home. While this may seem like a minor inconvenience, it could be dangerous if it happens unexpectedly, especially at night or during a storm. Addressing the missing clip is a proactive measure that can prevent these potential problems. It is a simple and inexpensive repair that can provide peace of mind and ensure the safety of the home. To fix the clip, first turn off the main breaker. This will de-energize the entire panel and make it safe to work on. Then locate the correct replacement clip for the breaker. These clips are typically available at electrical supply stores or online retailers. Once you have the clip, carefully install it onto the breaker, making sure it is securely fastened. Finally, turn the main breaker back on and test the system to make sure everything is working properly. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician if you are not comfortable performing this repair yourself. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to avoid injury. Let's delve deeper into the reasons why a seemingly minor issue like a missing main lug breaker clip can have significant consequences. The electrical panel is the heart of the home's electrical system. It's where the incoming power from the utility company is distributed to the various circuits throughout the house. The main lug breaker is the first point of contact for this power, and is responsible for protecting the entire electrical system from overloads and short circuits. When the main lug breaker is securely fastened to the bus bar, it ensures a reliable and consistent electrical connection. This connection is essential for the proper functioning of the breaker and the entire electrical system. However, when the clip is missing, this connection can become compromised. The breaker may not be making full contact with the bus bar, which can lead to several problems. Firstly, it can create a point of high resistance. Electrical current always flows through the path of least resistance. When there is a point of high resistance in the circuit, such as a loose connection, it can cause the current to flow through other, less efficient paths. This can lead to energy waste and higher electricity bills. Secondly, it can cause the connection to overheat. Resistance to electrical flow generates heat. When the connection between the breaker and the busbar is loose, the resistance increases and the connection can overheat. This overheating can damage the breaker, the busbar, and the surrounding components. It can also create a fire hazard. Thirdly, it can cause voltage drops. A loose connection can impede the flow of electricity, causing voltage drops in the circuit. This can affect the performance of electrical appliances and equipment. For example, lights may flicker, motors may run slower, and electronic devices may malfunction. In addition to these problems, a loose main lug breaker can also pose a safety hazard. If the breaker comes completely loose, it could fall out of the panel and potentially come into contact with other metal parts. This could create a short circuit, which could cause a fire or an electrical shock. Now let's consider the specific requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, regarding breaker installations. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards for safe electrical installations in the United States. It's updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advancements in electrical technology and safety practices. The NEC contains specific requirements for securing breakers in electrical panels. These requirements are designed to ensure that breakers are properly installed and will not come loose under normal operating conditions. While the NEC may not explicitly mention a main lug breaker clip, it does require that all breakers be securely fastened to the busbar. This typically involves using a listed and approved retaining mechanism, such as a clip, screw, or other fastener. The NEC also requires that all electrical equipment be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. This means that if the manufacturer of the breaker specifies that a clip must be used to secure the breaker, then it must be used. In addition to the NEC, local electrical codes may also have specific requirements for breaker installations. These codes may be more stringent than the NEC, and it's important to comply with all applicable regulations. Licensed electricians are trained to be familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes. They can ensure that all electrical installations are performed safely and in accordance with all applicable regulations. Engaging a licensed electrician to inspect and repair the missing main lug breaker clip is a good way to ensure that the work is done properly and safely. Licensed electricians have the knowledge, skills, and experience to identify potential electrical hazards and make the necessary repairs. They also have the proper tools and equipment to perform the work safely. When choosing an electrician, it's important to select one who is licensed and insured. This will protect you from liability in case of an accident or injury. You should also ask the electrician for references and check their online reviews. Now let's discuss some of the other common electrical code violations that are often found during home inspections. One common violation is improper wiring. This can include using the wrong gauge wire for a circuit, splicing wires incorrectly, or running wires through walls or ceilings without proper protection. Another common violation is overloaded circuits. This occurs when too many appliances or devices are plugged into a single circuit. Overloaded circuits can overheat and cause a fire. A third common violation is missing or damaged ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. GFCIs are designed to protect people from electrical shock by detecting ground faults and quickly shutting off the power. They are typically required in bathrooms, kitchens, and other wet locations. A fourth common violation is improper grounding. Grounding is the process of connecting electrical equipment to the earth to provide a path for fault current to flow. Improper grounding can increase the risk of electrical shock. A fifth common violation is damaged or missing smoke detectors. Smoke detectors are essential for alerting people to a fire. They should be installed in every bedroom and on every level of the home. It's important to test smoke detectors regularly to make sure they are working properly. If you are planning to sell your home, it's a good idea to have a licensed electrician inspect the electrical system before you put the house on the market. This will give you the opportunity to correct any code violations and make your home more appealing to potential buyers. It can also help you avoid any unexpected delays or costs during a home sale process. In conclusion, while a missing main lug breaker clip may seem like a minor issue, it can have significant consequences. It's important to fix it as soon as possible to ensure the safety of your home. Licensed electrician inspections are a valuable tool for identifying potential electrical hazards and code violations. If you are planning to sell your home, it's a good idea to have the electrical system inspected by a licensed electrician. By taking these steps, you can protect your home and your family from the dangers of electricity. Remember, electricity is a powerful force and it should be treated with respect. Always follow safe electrical practices and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns.